good. Then my voice is very loud. I don't. So, sell the jungle. Sell the jungle than to sell all parts. Can you understand this meaning? Very important meaning. Sell the jungle than to sell all parts. Because you are worth more than gold. Whether you are worth more than gold. Sell someone with a heart than the thing without a heart. So a poor village sold leaves and become rich. Why? I showed it now. This story is this leaf business is also introduced in movies now. So it's
OK OK。
よし、OK。I show. This is in Tokushima. The small and poor. This is cinema. The true story. Miracle story in cinema. Papa leaves. Sell leaves. Sell no fruits. Only grass. This is a new business. It's many trouble and it's happening. But they try to sell only leaves. We have many leaves. Huh? Yeah. This one only leaves sell. The many leaves in here, but he thinking about change mind. Only leave this one. So, the environment is more valuable than the economy. It has turned into the journey to experience life more than sightseeing trips. Okay? Now it's changed many tourism. But what is new tourism? No money. This is a volunteer. So it's a volunteer tourism. It's also a volunteer. All volunteer, no money. So they think about going together with people and work and play and going together. This is a new tourism. Yes, next. So it has become a journey to enjoy conversation with local people and exchange of lives rather than beautiful scenery and souvenirs. So, sustainable agriculture is to protect the forest and the ocean, protects the human nature and communicate with the living beings. For how do you do it? Okay? It's now the good is good for. Yes, yes. How to understand animal mind? So, catch the animal heart. How to do it? Like that. Let's become wildlife and forest the heart with independent people of the jungle, play, work, talk, and stand, live together. Then surely the way tomorrow will come. This is the start. Sustainable agriculture. How to approach nature? How do you live healthy? It sustainably can be learned naturally from biodiversity. Why biodiversity important? Sustainability, stable, successful, healthy relationship. More biodiversity, more sustainable, or less biodiversity, less sustainable. So, what is the freedom? Is not it to recognize diversity. People recognize each person, not a way of life aiming at number one, but may feel freedom in the way of only one. Then you can enjoy sports and money games without sticking of winning or losing. If you do, you will try to dominate or not a bad person, and we try to live your way of your life. So, what's the money? Very important. What's the money interested in? Is it us, round? This is central payment system now, money system. It's a central bank. All money will go down. But now it's a change. The central banking system is about, the central banking system is about to turn into the virtual currency system. You know, Bitcoin, and many Bitcoin. Yes, all change. The system change. Like the art. This is blockchain. Blockchain. No central bank. Blockchain. Okay? Life is more important than money. Heaven does not create a man or a person. Does not create a person and then a person. Money is power. That system is not pyramid type, but a global type. It is society full of humanity. Human diversity and biodiversity. So now it's very important. This one, very important. This is the I saw. This is it's a text. Very important thing. Therefore.
Our planet's diverse, thriving ecosystems may seem like permanent features, but they're actually vulnerable to collapse. Jungles can become deserts, and reefs can become lifeless rocks, even without cataclysmic events like volcanoes and asteroids. What makes one ecosystem strong and another weak in the face of change? The answer, to a large extent, is biodiversity. Biodiversity is built out of three intertwined features: ecosystem diversity, species diversity, and genetic diversity. The more intertwining there is between these features, the denser and more resilient the weed becomes. Take the Amazon rainforest, one of the most biodiverse regions on Earth due to its complex ecosystems, huge mix of species, and the genetic variety within those species. Here are tangled liana vines, which crawl up from the forest floor to the canopy, intertwining with treetops and growing thick wooded stems that support these towering trees. Helped along by the vines, trees provide the seeds, fruits, and leaves to herbivores such as the tapir and the agouti, which disperse their seeds throughout the forest so they can grow. Leftovers are consumed by the millions of insects that decompose and recycle nutrients to create rich soil. The rainforest is a huge system filled with many smaller systems like this, each packed with interconnected species. Every link provides stability to the next, strengthening biodiversity's weave. That weave is further reinforced by the genetic diversity within individual species, which allows them to cope with changes. Species that lack genetic diversity due to isolation or low population numbers are much more vulnerable to fluctuations caused by climate change, disease, or habitat fragmentation. Whenever a species disappears because of its weakened gene pool, the knot is untied and parts of the net disintegrate. So, what if we were to remove one species from the rainforest? Would the system fall apart? Probably not. The volume of species, their genetic diversity, and the complexity of the ecosystems form such rich biodiversity in this forest that one species gap in the weed won't cause it to unravel. The forest can stay resilient and recover from change. But that's not true in every case. In some environments, taking away just one important component can undermine the entire system. Take coral reefs, for instance. Many organisms in a reef are dependent on the coral. It provides key microhabitats, shelter, and breeding grounds for thousands of species of fish, crustaceans, and mollusks. Corals also form interdependent relationships with fungi and bacteria. The coral itself is a loom that allows the tangled net of biodiversity to be woven. That makes coral a keystone organism, one that many others depend on for their survival. So what happens when destructive fishing practices, pollution, and ocean acidification weaken coral or even kill it altogether? Exactly what you might think. The loss of this keystone species leaves its dependents at a loss too. threatening the entire fabric of food. Ecosystem, species, and genetic diversity together form the complex tangled weave of biodiversity that is vital for the survival of organisms on Earth. We humans are woven into this biodiversity too. When just a few strands are lost, our own well-being is threatened. Cut too many links, and we risk unraveling.
Tropical rainforests, the core of human diversity and biodiversity. Now, since the 15th century, the tropical rainforest has declined from 40% of the Earth's surface to 6%. For humanity to eat, it is agriculture, economics, environment, society, business that protects tropical rainforest. So now it's the very big problem here. Okay? So yeah, this is now all 90% more. Oh, this mountain. Look, this is oil palm. Where is the jungle? Nothing. Do. So, but tropical rainforests are the last fortress to survive humanity. So, how about biodiversity like water saturation? I think about saturation is so basically, this is my thought. Okay. Basically, mountain and coast biodiversity protects area, green area. We set up between them in the human living area. We say so Satoyama, like this. So okay, okay. MLC forest was once destroyed to make way for farmland. Now 87% biodiversity has returned. Forest with only 10 years protection. Only 10 years. But it's jungle come back. So to live as a human being, self-power and other power with self other power. Okay. So independence is necessary to live freely. Independence can be supported with others. The balance. Me and you balance. Me and she, me and balance there. Okay? The balance between yourself and others is exactly half. Half and half is better. So what is the most necessary for living is that is food. Food self-sufficiently rate and other salary rate are exactly 50% each, I think. That it is dangerous to live only with money exporting oil palms. It's oil palm is many person. Why? Sell to get the money. Only. Therefore, it's a big problem. It is better to plant to various kind of food in human living area. Have a balance. So this is my plantation. This is my place. So I am a farmer from Japan and Yamanashi city. This is my land. This is my house and my land. Also, so it's a peach fruit. This is peach. This is ancient feet for before 6,000 years ago. It's feet. It feet means like rice. have. So, komatsuna. So, I change. Let me cultivate my field in summer, like a tropical rainforest. Biodiversity. My field is the summer, grow with biodiversity competition, like tropical rainforest. I decide to cultivate not only one type of rice, but also many cereals and vegetables. So, fish. So, thank you very much.